Hello everyone, here we are in the workshop once again. Now today is new tool day, and today I want to talk to you about an innovation with a tool which many of us have been using for frankly decades. What I'm talking about are these alligator clips, crocodile clips. Not sure which is which. I think they're interchangeable, aren't they? These have been, I guess, a mainstay for all of us for forever, really. And of course, I use these display ones for my painting panel. Now, what the developers have done, oddly enough, it's the same people that make the Vortex paint shaker. They've innovated on both ends of one of these, and also given us an interesting additional accessory, if you like. That's what I'm going to show you today. Now, what it is this guy. Let me just get that all into camera. So they call it the painting clip. I think generally I've called on the site the master clip. So what they've done is they've made an interesting design on the top here, but also they've done something interesting on the bottom, which I'll come to in a second. So let's get these guys out of the box, and you can see exactly what the developers have done. So let's just get one clip out. Let's bring that as close to the camera as possible. I'll put it on my t-shirt so you can see how this has been sort of machined. Now, if you look at the tip, as you can see, they machined it so it is amazingly thin. I've measured the actual diameter of this tip, and it's just under 2 millimeters at the top, and that, if you can see that second tier, that's 3 millimeters, and there's also something interesting inside which I'll come to in a second. So if I compare that to the standard clips, you can see that it is a very different design. Now, the whole idea, just like my painting panels, is to give you something you can use to hold small parts, but also give you more versatility with the actual tip itself. As I say, it's 2 millimeters on the top, and that extra bit there is 3. But inside, again, it's a serrated surface to hold parts, as you would expect with these clips. But if I bring that a bit closer, if you can see, there's an indent there on the inside of that jaw. Now, the idea of that, because it's concave, that's there to help you hold things like what are they called? Spheres, or things like ball joints, those kind of things, particularly ball joints. I think they're thinking of your Gundam modelers who do a lot of that, a lot of ball joints, aren't they, which you snap together. Well, that recess there allows you to hold that ball joint with more accuracy. There's also one at the bottom which you can use as well. And if you can make it out, if I bring it a bit closer, you can make out the actual sort of serrated teeth, and then there's a large one at the bottom. Again, they've made that for cylindrical parts, so it sits in that recess there to give you more control of the part itself and make it more stable when you're trying to paint it. So there's 2 or 3 innovations with this end. They've also put a screw thread on the end here, which I'll come to in a second, and that's the second component of this three-part new tool. But I thought that was very innovative. When I unpacked this for the first time, I could see that this kind of area would be very useful and have lots and lots of applications. So what can you actually do with it? Well, I guess the obvious ones are things like wheels. Now, they show the tip being stuck straight into, say, a wheel hub like that. Now, normally you could not do that with a normal clip, could you? Where's the clip? Yeah, that's just not, simply it is not possible to attach that. Now, I thought that instantly is a great innovation, that I can literally push all my car parts into the actual part like that, because the tip is small enough. Things like steering wheels. Again, if the hole is just the right size, you can hold a steering wheel like that without any problems at all, and so on. That tip allows you certainly more innovation applications than a standard one, which is simply too big. Of course, what I said was the on the inside there's things like a ball joint. Unfortunately, I don't have one to show you how that actually works, but what I will show you is, again, you can use it as a standard clip. Now, I wouldn't be able to get the larger one into this recess because obviously the nose of the alligator clip is too large. But this one works really well. So again, if you try to hold parts like that, of course that part would probably not be seen, so you can carry on with your painting without any issues at all. Now that cylindrical part inside as well, that recess, again, you could use it. Let me get a sort of a cylindrical part itself, and let me just put that into the jaws, and then you can see, hopefully you can make that out, that part in the actual jaw itself is holding the actual the cylindrical part without it being, I guess, damaged by the jaws or any issues like that. And again, if I wanted to go even smaller, I could absolutely do that. Let me just put this part into the cylindrical element, and that's how you'd hold maybe a very small part against inside the clip itself, which is some kind of cylinder. And of course it's a recess. The jaws aren't pressing on it, they aren't deforming it, they aren't damaging it in any way. I think it might be possible, of course, to put some kind of rubber coating on these. It doesn't come that way, but I'm sure some of that heat shrink plastic or rubber could easily be put onto the very top of these without any doubt. And I've fed that back to the manufacturer, so that may be something that's coming, maybe in Mark II, for instance, because it would be good to have maybe a rubber coating on the actual serrated parts, just to give you that extra confidence that you're not deforming any parts or damaging their surfaces. So that's the actual clip itself, and as I said, there's 3 parts to this this new tool. So that's the clip itself, and as I said, there's a screw through on the end, and what that's for is the next part of the tool. So I'll put that down for a second. And the next part is these guys. Now what they've done is they've created a magnetic foot which screws into the end of the actual master clip itself. So let's get one of these out of the pack. So you get 12 in the pack to match the 12 in the box. I decided to go 12. They do come in 6s, but I thought 12 seems to be more generous, I felt. And also, if you got 12 of these, of course, it matches beautifully. So that's on the store as a pack of 12, the pack of 12 feet. So let's get that out of the box. Let's put that down there. So they come like that. So they are metallized. I think they're actually machined with the magnets installed. Let's get one of these guys out. And that's the foot which fits on the end of the actual clip itself. So let's put that onto the end of the clip, and that's how it would go together. Now, if you're thinking about size-wise, let's give this a measure. So from top to the bottom of the magnetic foot is 17 centimeters. Exactly, pretty much. Does that compare to, I guess, a standard clip? I think it probably does. Yes, it does. They're pretty much selling that's 17 as well for the display ones. So they've taken pretty much the same form factor, and as they innovated. What you'll also notice, of course, is they are much thicker, these guys. And I'm assuming that's because it needs to be a certain thickness to put a screw thread on. I don't actually know, but I'm assuming that's the case. Maybe you can't put a screw thread on one of these, but it is substantially thicker. But you do feel, this is very robust. This is not going anywhere, which is kind of the idea. The idea of the whole system is to get around the wobble, which you will always see in a standard box. In fact, let's have a look at that first, because I think that is also an innovation. So standard sort of clip box, yeah. Now you put, say, a standard clip in, and of course it's wobbling around like crazy, isn't it? That's a bit of fact of life forever, isn't it? Really, that's what they are, because all these tend to be a standard diameter. Web probably clip, there it is. So let's just take the magnetic clip off and put this guy in. Now it's a little bit better. Yeah, it doesn't wobble as much if you choose a smallish hole. You can find one and stab it in, and that becomes a little bit more stable. What the developers have thought about is, well, can we also innovate with the boxes as well? Is there something that we can create? I think that's where the magnetic foot comes from. Let me just put that back on the clip, and I'll show you the third part of this system. Let's put that over there. So the third part of the system is, you probably guessed, is a magnetic base. Now, these aren't massively new. There's a couple I was aware of from a couple of suppliers. I'd looked at those a couple of years ago, to be honest, and they weren't very good. The build quality wasn't great, and they really didn't think through the usability. This one, they absolutely have. They thought through all of the components, and together, these three components make a very, very innovative new clip. So that's the front. Some instruction on the back. Oh, what I'll be doing as well is on the site you'll see this image, and all this this Japanese and Chinese will be translated, so you can understand what all these components are, particularly the precautions, which I would encourage you to pay attention to. But I'll mention an important one in a second. So let's get this guy out of its box, and then you can have a look at the third component of this new innovative clip. So let's put him there. So let's take it out of the bag. So it comes like this, and as you can probably see, that's the actual magnetic base itself. Interestingly, you also get 6 additional feet, which I wasn't expecting, which is quite a nice addition. So if you did buy a pack of these and some feet, clearly you would have 6 extras. So start you off with the next one, the next pack of clips. So let's get the packaging off and take the magnets off. And these are really strong. They do have a tendency to want to click together. There you go, on my bench. So that is the third component, and this is the base. I'm just putting the silicon edge back on. There it is. Okay, so that's the actual base itself. That's the metallized. The magnetic base. Now this is a silicon cover. Now that goes on the edges, but also on the back, which is very, very important. I'll come to that in a second. Size-wise, this looks to me like it is pretty much standard A5. But let's have a measure. So that's 14 by 17 centimeters, and as you can see, it's also a turntable, which I felt was, again, very nice indeed. Very, very smooth. The actual turntable itself, the bearings in there are very nice indeed. They really are super smooth. So, of course, what you do is, where's my clip? That's the actual component itself. Those are the 3 components together: the base, the magnetic foot, and the clip itself. The whole idea being, this replaces your good old cat scratchy box with this I guess, innovation. As I said, there's been a couple of these around which I've been aware of for a while, but this is absolutely the best one I've ever seen. Build quality, also the usability. As you can see, no more wobble, because that's quite a strong magnet, and you do not get a wobble at all with any of these. I've had sort of several of these on the actual base itself, and they don't move about at all, which may be very useful. You may want to use these to attach a part and then go in for a paint, or maybe glue some parts together. You can absolutely do that. And I think these complement my painting panels beautifully, so you have both options. Okay, I've got to paint this part, what do I do? If I can't clip it, can I put there? I'll then move to the painting panel, because I can then stick it to a surface if the say this clip couldn't be used in situ. For instance, things like these kind of parts, it's ideal. Put all these together into my spray booth. What I then do is put these straight into my drawing booth as well, and I have several of these, maybe 2 or 3. If I have lots of parts, again, I'm thinking of you Gundam people, maybe 2 or 3 of these, one into the booth, one out, one in, one out, and so on, as you get through the painting schedule. Interesting, I mentioned the drawing booth. Now this actually fit quite nicely. In fact, I've got one behind me. Hang on a second. I can show you how that would actually look if I reach for that and bring this in, and there he sits. You can would you get 2 in there? I believe I can. I think I tried this the other day. Yes, I can. You get 2 in there, even that orientation, or if you just have the one, it's there. Now I mentioned the this silicon mat, very important, because this thing will obviously heat up when it's in this when it's in the actual heater itself. Pay very close attention to that. The rubber mat's there for a reason. So if you have these in for the full 50 minutes, chances are all these metal parts are going to get very hot. So avoid touching this surface. Try and lift it from below, and that's what this silicon mat's there for, or the silicon cover, to help you lift this out if it's been in the booth for any length of time, and that could be very hot, which is what I do when they're being in. Carefully lift these out with some gloves on. Leave them on the side, to cool off, or let it go through its full cycle. Remember, if you've seen the video of this, if you haven't, it'll be in the description. This goes through a full cycle of I think it's 40 minutes heating and then 10 minutes cool down, or you can let it heat and then switch it to cold, and then it'll cool down. But what I tend to do is leave it when I'm trying to do a lot of parts. I don't really want to go through that cycle. So once it's finished, it's 50 minutes of heat, then the paint's dry. Carefully lift one out, get the next one in, but put that one I've just lifted out aside, let it cool off until I'm ready to go for the next stage. So that's a really nice compliment, I think, to a tool which many of you have found a really good use for. So let me just lift that out and back into its spot. So that is the master clip system. There's like 3 parts to the system, so you can attach many different parts, to this clip because of the chamfered end. Again, great for ball joints, great for cylindrical items as well. They've thought about that, and with a 2mm tip on this, I think many of you will find a use for this. That should be on the store right now. Each of the components is available separately, so you can buy the clips, the feet, and the base separately. What I will do, of course, as a starter kit, or some way of getting all these components together, what I'll do is I'll put this together as a bundle as well. Absolutely, of course, if you just want these clips to stab into your existing boxes, absolutely, that's absolutely fine. But if you did want to go down the magnetic route, then I will make this available as a bundle, just so you can get as a starter kit, if you like. Let's have a quick swig of coffee. Hang on, that's better. So I thought that was really innovative. They've taken an existing tool and done something very interesting with it on both ends. As I say, I'd seen magnetic feet. There's a few out there, but their boxes that they come in aren't heavy enough, and they aren't a turntable either. So I've never seen this kind of thing before, at least not outside of electronics. So I just felt that was a great innovation. So as I say, on the store now, all the components are available separately, and also that bundle deal, which I think I'd encourage you to have a look at. As usual, with the end of all of these videos, if you have any queries or any questions, do get back to me. And of course, keep on modeling.